John Denver was once America's folk country sweetheart, the golden voice behind "Take Me Home, Country Roads." For over 2 decades, he was RCA's biggest star. But fame is fleeting. After 25 years, they dropped him like he was nothing. What followed was a dramatic unraveling. Failed marriages, a troubled temper, addiction issues, and ultimately, a fatal plane crash that could have been prevented. Born Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. on December 31, 1943, in Roswell, New Mexico, John grew up surrounded by the roar of jet engines. His father, a decorated Air Force pilot who broke speed records, inspired John's early love for flying. But military life meant constant moves: Arizona, Alabama, Texas, never long enough to call any place home. The loneliness stuck with him, and that deep feeling of rootlessness became the heart of his music. Everything changed when he was 11 and living in Tucson. His grandmother gave him a 1910 Gibson guitar, a steady friend in an unsteady world. That gift sparked something powerful. Through music, John found his voice. He joined the Tucson Boys Chorus, learned to harmonize, and started playing small folk gigs in high school. Though he enrolled in architecture school at Texas Tech, his passion pulled him elsewhere. He dropped out, moved to Los Angeles, and changed his name to Denver after the Colorado landscapes he loved so much. Then came his big break. In 1965, he beat out hundreds of hopefuls to join the Chad Mitchell Trio. Touring with the group sharpened his skills, and during this time he wrote "Leaving on a Jet Plane," which became a #1 hit for Peter, Paul, and Mary in 1969. That success proved his songwriting had power. By the early 70s, John Denver launched his solo career. His 1971 album Poems, Prayers, and Promises featured what would become his signature song, "Take Me Home, Country Roads." It nearly flopped due to technical issues, but his manager pushed it hard in Denver, Colorado. Slowly, it climbed the charts and reached #2 on Billboard. It sold over 1 million copies and was later adopted as an official anthem of West Virginia. In 1972, he released Rocky Mountain High, which made it to the top 10 and became another state anthem, this time for Colorado. From 1974 to 1975, John was everywhere. "Sunshine on My Shoulders," "Annie's Song," "Thank God I'm a Country Boy," and "I'm Sorry" all hit #1. His clean image, heartfelt lyrics, and gentle voice made him one of the most beloved artists of the decade. RCA couldn't press his albums fast enough. His greatest hits outsold even Elvis. But behind the fame, cracks were forming. His marriage to Annie Martell, which inspired Annie's Song, ended in bitterness. After their divorce in 1982, stories of John's darker side emerged: violent temper, chainsaw rampages, broken furniture. Friends and insiders confirmed what Annie had kept quiet. The man who sang about peace had a raging storm inside him. His second marriage to Australian singer Cassandra Delaney followed a similar path. Despite a magical start and the birth of their daughter Jessie, the relationship spiraled into jealousy, control, and emotional abuse. By 1993, they were divorced, and John was never quite the same. In 1994, he released an autobiography that shattered his public image. He admitted to drug use, cannabis, LSD, cocaine, and being violent in his relationships. Fans were shocked. The man they'd trusted with their hearts was far more complicated. As music styles changed, RCA dropped him in 1986. Denver, hurt and stunned, was forced to release music through his own label. He said RCA had taken him for granted, despite the millions he earned them. At the same time, his personal life spiraled further. Though he was a licensed pilot, with over 2,700 flight hours, he was arrested twice for DUI in the 90s. the FAA revoked his medical certificate, making his pilot's license useless. Instead of complying, John dodged certified letters and flew anyway, legally exploiting a loophole, but ignoring the danger. On October 12, 1997, John took off in a newly purchased experimental plane with faulty design. The fuel switch was behind his seat and difficult to use. That morning, he ran one tank dry during a series of takeoffs and landings. In trying to switch to the other tank mid-air, he accidentally pushed the rudder. The plane nosedived and plunged into the Pacific Ocean. He was killed instantly. Investigators later found that the plane had little fuel and was dangerously modified. The crash was entirely preventable. If he had refueled, trained better, or respected FAA warnings, he might still be here. John Denver's final flight wasn't just a tragedy. It was a series of ignored warnings, poor decisions, and haunting irony. For the man who once soared the charts with songs of open skies, it was a heartbreaking fall. For more powerful true stories from the stars, subscribe now to Hollywood Star News and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.